Is it ever okay to lie? Maybe we'd answer that question differently depending on the situation. We'd say, well, of course, it's never okay to lie if we were talking to children. Or maybe we would have a more nuanced answer to the question. If we really thought about it, we'd say, well, it kind of depends. Are we talking about a white lie or a great big one? It's a big ethical question that's been asked for a long time. Is it okay to lie? And usually the answer is kind of like, depends. Well, this morning I'm going to tell a story, or part of a story anyway, from Joshua chapter 2, about a woman by the name of Rahab, who usually is known by her work as Rahab the prostitute. But usually in the Bible, though, she's known not by her work, but by her works, by her hospitality, by how she opens her home to those Israelite spies who come to search out the land of Canaan before they enter it. So just a quick recap on the story of Rahab. Israel has been wandering through the desert, and as they're approaching the promised land, spies are sent across the Jordan to go and search out the land of Canaan. And they come and they hide in the house of Rahab, the prostitute. She hides them. And when two men from the king come to her house and say, "We have heard that there are spies in the land, and we think they might be here," Rahab, having hid them, then lies to the guards. She doesn't just say, "No, they're not here." She sends them on a wild goose chase, searching on the far end of town. And then it says this, the story, that as the pursuers had gone out, the gate was shut, and before they went to sleep, she came up to them, that is the spies on the roof, and she said to the men, "I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that dread has fallen on all of us, and that all the inhabitants of the land melt before you in fear. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the kings of the Amorites that were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard it, our hearts melted, and there was no courage left in any of us. The Lord your God is indeed God in heaven above and on earth below. Now then, since I have dealt kindly to you, swear to me by the Lord that you in turn will deal kindly with me and my family. Give me a sign of good faith that you will spare my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and deliver our lives from death." And the men said to her, "Our life is yours. If you do not tell of this business of ours, then we will deal kindly and faithfully with you when the Lord gives us this land." This picture is of red cloth tied to a window, reminding us at the end of the story, Rahab is told to tie a red thread to hang down from her window so that the spies know that that is her house when they come and invade the land, and that she and all of her family will be spared. Rahab lies in order to hide and to keep safe those who have come to seek refuge in her home. With her actions and with her words, she hid them. Misdirection for those who pursued her, and she made her home into a sanctuary. Now, I think about, with this story, someone who would use their home as a place to provide sanctuary for others who are in need. How could we help but think about the homes in Germany and across Europe who hid Jews in the time of the extermination of God's people again in the 20th century? Or maybe you think about those who hid runaway slaves in the time of the Underground Railroad here in the United States. Or maybe more recently, over the course of the last two administrations, you might think about churches or people's homes or nonprofits who have let their sanctuaries be a sanctuary for someone who otherwise would be deported. How is your home a sanctuary for those who are in need of safety? Whether that's physical safety, emotional safety, spiritual safety, a place where they can go and be with someone who loves and who cares for them. Consider today the spaces of your home, how you're making room both in your living room and in the room of your heart for a safe space for those who are in need, a sanctuary in your home. May the Lord bless you and keep you today. Amen.